Welcome back in, flag throwers. It is Wednesday, May 14th, and man, we got a lot to get into. We got some NFL talk. You know, it's never the off season. It's just the non-playing season. We got some MLB chatter to get into. We got updated NBA playoffs with some gruesome news out of the Eastern Conference we'll get into later as well. The draft lottery was finalized. We figured out where Cooper Flagg's going to go. And we also, if time permitting, we got a little bit of hockey talk at the end, so we have a lot to get into. But first, we just want to shout out Huga House for sponsoring the podcast. Use code FLAG15, FLAG15 at checkout for 15% off your purchase. And then we also want to shout out new sponsor, Dubby Energy. Go check them out. Very clean, healthier energy drinks, and also hydration too if you're not a fan of energy drinks too.
Absolutely.
So that's DUBBY, you see right there on the cup. That's code FLAG10, FLAG10 for 10% off at checkout. We like to keep the code the same, help the people out. You only got to remember one thing. You can use it all over the place because we're growing like that, baby. Let's go.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know how we grow the best though, Jordan?
How, bro?
Is when you lovely people who are listening to me talk right now, you take the 3 seconds out of your day.
Right.
I'm asking, you're already taking a minute 20 out of your day. So if you could just take the extra 5 seconds to slide down, hit that thumbs up, hit that
subscribe button. It is free 99, people. Free 99.
Free 99. Absolutely does not cost you anything but time. It is an absolute massive favor to us, and we are extremely grateful for it. If you're listening to us on audio, if you could just hit the follow button, leave a review. The reviews are the greatest way to help us grow via audio. But
be honest and say it with your chest.
Absolutely. If you are new or if you're returning, if you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, thank you very much. But Jordan, we got to keep the main thing, baby. NFL is always a topic of conversation, not only just on our show, but around the world. And boy, we got a lot to get into. But first things first, how are you, bro?
I'm doing good, my man. Thank you for checking on me. I know we make this a staple of the show. Everybody check on your loved ones. But I'm doing really, really good. I'm excited to get into it. So what we got, bro?
Oh yeah, I know this is your bread and butter here, so I put it right at the top of the show. Getting into the National Football League.
You know me so well.
First, real quick, just something that just literally just came to mind. Did you see Rich Eisen's going back to ESPN?
No, I didn't.
Yes. I don't think he's leaving NFL Network, but his show is going to ESPN in the
So the
fall.
Eisen show's just going to ESPN?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's also going to do like some things for them, but it's on at the same time as Pat's show does. Is Pat not on ESPN? Honestly, I liked his show better when it wasn't on ESPN because it's more watered down when they know they're on there. But yeah, so congratulations, Rich Eisen, an absolute staple of our childhood, going back to where it all began for him. So very happy for him. If it's a good deal on his side, very happy for him. But we're getting into the National Football League. That's why Rich Eisen came to mind. But we'll get with the most prominent thing, the thing that happened today. Trey Hendrickson said,
the hell going on?
Because he has not have any communication from the Bengals on his contract talks. No. He said they have been absolutely radio silent since the draft. And Jordan, that's been some time. So you know what he did?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw what he did.
I saw that he said that it's personal.
Yeah, so he was like, oh, you're not going to talk to me? You're not going to reach out to me? So bro pulls up to the facility right smack dab in the middle of the mandatory rookie minicamp and goes out on the practice field in his golf clothes.
No, I didn't know about all this. I just know he was saying it's personal, that he wasn't going to play on his deal. So he's holding out.
Yeah. So they were like, Trey, what are you doing here? Classic 90s sitcom, like, Trey Hendrickson, what are you doing here? So
Trey?
Yeah, so he goes there in his golf clothes. And they're like, dude, what are you doing here? And he's there, talking to the rookies like, oh, hello, my name's Trey. How are you? And they're like, Trey, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, now you see me. So he's like, he said that he was there to address the local Cincinnati media. And boy, did he ever.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, because he, for those who know who Trey Hendrickson is, he's very, not a crazy outgoing guy. Like, he just shows up, punches the clock, puts in the work, leads the league in sacks, punches the clock, goes home to his family, and wakes up and does it again.
Dude's a
every
dog.
Day.
He's a dog. He's averaged, I think, 15
you never
for
hear
like
a peep
the
out of
past
him.
2-3 seasons. Kills it, yeah. No, and you never hear a peep out of him.
I actually have a stat about that.
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
So Myles Garrett, who's making what, $40 million a year, right?
Yeah, quarterback money.
Yeah. So Myles Garrett is making $40 million a year. In the last 2 seasons, has had 28 sacks. Now I know sacks isn't end all be all for an edge rusher or whatever, because I know they make tackles, TFLs, all that stuff. I'm talking just sacks. Myles Garrett has 28 sacks, making $40 million next year, making $17 million next year. How many sacks do you think Trey Hendrickson has had over the past 2 years?
You said he's had
Comparable
20.
age,
I'm
by
gonna
the way.
say
They're the same age.
Trey has had 30. I'll say 35.
Right on.
Okay.
Hit the nail on the head. Yeah, Trey Hendrickson has 35 sacks over the past 2 years, and he's making not even half of what Myles Garrett is making. So that's why he's upset, and he hasn't heard from them. They allegedly promised him last year that they were going to take care of him this offseason, but they obviously have not. So Trey Hendrickson, being the person he is like, I hate doing this, but I literally have no other choice. So
Yeah. Let me take this up before I pass out. Give me 1 second.
This guy.
I'm ready to pass out in the crib. Sorry, party people. Not trying to pass out on the net. All right. Let's continue on.
Do you want me to keep this in, or do you want me to cut
Yeah.
it out?
Yeah, keep it in.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Unc pulled up
We'll
with
give
a
him something
hoodie
to
on.
laugh about on the day.
Unc pulled up with a hoodie on.
I'm feeling like the definition of a dumbass.
Yo, the air was on earlier. It's not right now. I'm baking in here, bro. Baking.
Man, I saw him reach for the hoodie, man.
The hell going on?
Yeah, I went to put my sleeve. I said, uh-oh.
Oh, where is it? Hang on. Oh, you beat me to it.
Oh, man.
Unc said he died in here, man.
We do not care.
Yo. Oh, my
Anyways,
gosh.
after that, just absolute pounding of the soundboard. So Jordan, if you would like to tell the people what Trey Hendrickson said about the Bengals, your floor is yours.
Yeah. So, on top of that, Trey Hendrickson, as we've kind of alluded to, he's already said that he's not going to play on this deal, but he's also said that it's personal with Zach Taylor in the front office. I mean, they just got to do what they got to do. I will also say the Steeler fan in me is so happy, and I know you're happy too. Not just because we don't have to deal with Trey Hendrickson, but also think about who else is holding out. Shamar Stewart's holding out right now.
We're not going to apologize for winning.
Shamar Stewart holding out, first round pick.
Rookie deal. Has that ever been done? Besides, like,
It's been done
night?
before.
No,
for
like,
sure.
on
draft night?
No, I'm saying on draft night there's been holdouts, but like, has someone been drafted and then held out?
Yeah,
the NFL?
yeah. It happens all the time. Yeah. Even if it's like a hold in where like you still show up to the facility, it happens all the time. It's just like,
Yeah, I've heard of hold ins. He's straight up holding
Yeah.
out.
that's happened before. It doesn't happen a lot, especially for him. I'm like, bro, just
You're
sign
not
the
even
contract.
paid
dog.
yet, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
dog. Sign the contract, dog.
Well, like, I know a lot of times if they haven't agreed to the contract, they'll sign like a waiver saying like, if I blow my knee out here, you still have to pay me minimum
Yeah.
this amount. 'cause
There's
of,
a
like, the players
there's a
association.
practice squad contract. Yeah.
He won't even sign that.
Or not a practice squad, a rookie minicamp contract.
Yeah, he won't even sign that.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
what kind
crazy.
of verbiage they're trying to slip through on him, but he said, hell
He
no.
must have saw something. They saw them that 4.5 career sacks and said, "Oh no, we gotta."
The first ever
We gotta-
non-guaranteed first-round pick contract.
Oh man, that man has a 5th and 6th year option. Not just.
But yeah, so Trey, obviously, I mean, how could you not feel like it's personal? I mean, why else? I mean, because money is respect in sports, and so
Yeah.
it's blatant disrespect. I mean, they don't want to pay him what he's worth. I mean, it'd be different if he was like averaging like 10 sacks a game. Like
I get it. If he was
flat
your Devion Clowney,
Well, even just like a guy who gets 10 to 11 sacks a game, I'd be like, all right, Trey, calm down. But like, this dude literally is the best in his position the past 2 years. at getting
perennially in the
sacks.
defensive player of the year conversation, despite his team's success. 'Cause his
Correct,
team's trash.
yes. Which also, he led the league in sacks last year on a defense that like was always playing from behind. So teams were running the ball against them a lot
Mm-hmm.
and still led the league in sacks.
Exactly.
Like
What
normally,
do you have,
like,
like 18 last year? 17?
Yeah, normally people who lead the league in sacks are playing on a defense that teams have to pass the ball a lot so they get more opportunities. But yeah, Cincinnati, don't pay the man. No,
Yeah, please don't.
Keep
Yeah,
holding
please
out.
do us both a favor. First
Keep
off,
holding
Steelers
out,
going to
Trey.
suck this year, so I need y'all to be even suckier than we are.
Stand strong for the people, brother.
Hey,
I didn't do all that. I said this. I didn't do all that.
Damn!
we know Trey's a brother at heart. Trey, you seeing this? Right here. Right here, Trey.
Not only that, but think about all the other brothers that are next in line to get paid. Don't let
Exactly.
them down, Trey. Don't let them down. It's like the same thing I told Brock Purdy, man. Hey, don't let the guys behind you down. Don't let CJ.
Yeah,
down
nah.
like that.
Now we all know Brock should only be making a certain amount of money, but as far as like the contract, you get your money, bro. I'm not mad at it.
You
Get
realize
paid,
that if
take
Brock
care of the
Purdy
other
does not
quarterbacks.
make at least $50 million a year, that absolutely kills CJ Stroud and Jaden Daniels in their negotiations, right?
I don't think so, only because they're different type of quarterbacks.
No, it's about the
You don't-
success.
Yeah, but you don't feel that they have more leverage over their teams than Brock does with the Niners at this point?
I think Jaden does, but I don't think
Jaden
CJ
for sure.
does. I don't think CJ does.
Okay,
I think he lost it.
I get that.
But
It wasn't his fault. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
think of it so if Brock makes less than 50, the Texans and the Commanders are going to go to the table and be like, hey, Niners signed a guy who went to the Super Bowl, should have went to the Super Bowl twice, less than $50 million. How many Super Bowls you been to, bub? So
I get that. I don't know if they can pull
you
that
know
card.
how
only
these
because
owners
those
are,
two
man.
quarterbacks
You know
are-
how
It's
these
gonna be
owners are.
weird if they pull that card, though. I don't think that works in this situation, but I get it because they would probably do that.
Yeah, you know how these owners are when it comes to
Yeah.
paying people big money, dude. They
They
try
get
to
real
cut
weird,
every
man.
corner that they can.
They get real
But,
weird. Shout out to
yeah.
George Pickens saying Steelers are the cheapest organization, then saying he got hacked afterwards.
Oh wait, did we not talked about that on the pod yet?
No, we haven't talked about it.
Oh, dude, let's.
It's just recent.
When
So-
did that trade broke? Hang on, let me check our messages because that trade broke. I think it broke last week, but I think it was. After
You did
we
a short on it. I don't think we talked about it though.
Yeah,
No,
no,
we
that's what I'm
did
saying.
briefly. I think we did briefly last episode.
I'm
with,
trying to see when
Luke.
I'm trying to see when it dropped. Oh, it literally dropped Wednesday morning. So no, we did not talk about it.
Okay, then let's get
So,
into it.
Even though it's a week old, I'm still a Steeler fan. So
Do you want
let
me to
Jay
get
Lou-
into it?
Let Jay Lou do his thing.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have traded wide receiver George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys for a third-round pick and a late-round pick swap. I was not happy. Of course, the first time I heard this news was from my co-host right here. He texted me on a wonderful Wednesday morning. It was like, "Good morning, George Pickens has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys." It was
Bro, I
the
pulled
greatest
up to
text
work.
I've
I
ever
literally
received
just
in my
clocked
life.
in, walking over to my bench, and I felt my watch buzz. I was like, "Who the hell's up at this hour?" And I saw Schefter's face. I said, "What the hell?"
We can lead this into the Dan Orlovsky thing.
Okay,
But
yeah.
let's
Go ahead.
just keep going for a second. So my offense was already questionable at the quarterback position. O-line kind of questionable. We got young talent, but we don't know what they're going to be, so we're kind of waiting on that. Running back, our starting running back left. We drafted a guy, but that's never guaranteed. Even though on paper he looks very promising.
And he's from Iowa, who loves to run.
and
the
he's
ball.
from Iowa.
Proceed.
So my Pittsburgh Steelers thought it was good to trade one of the most talented receivers in the league when you could have had two of them on the same roster. We've seen this tandem of receivers. You got well, I guess now you got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. These duos do why not? Why not do it for
you forgot
1
about
year?
JJ and Addison.
JJ and Addison, Tyreek and Jalen when they're healthy.
Yeah,
And
when
when their
Waddle,
offense
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
looking
yeah.
like Dookie. But bro, I didn't understand. Nobody understands this trade. This is how I know this was a bad trade. Colin Cowherd said it made sense.
The hell you doing?
That's how I knew it was a bad trade. He said it made sense for both sides. When Colin Cowherd thinks you made a good move, you know it's a terrible move.
So that's 2025 version of you talking. Think about it. All right, he's not re-signing after this year, so he's gonna walk for nothing. And you got a third round pick, which is more ammunition to trade up for when you're abysmal for Arch. So
Here's me with this. You have him for our 1 year rental. You have Aaron Rodgers, Hopefully, we don't know what the heck's going on with that. I'm done with it at this point. I wouldn't be shocked if Mason Rudolph was my starting quarterback week 1, sadly, but I've been through it before. Oh, please don't. I'm so mad that we've made fun of this man and he's about to be my starting quarterback, bro. Like, why does everything come full circle like this, bro? Why? What did I do to deserve this, bro? But it's
I know what I need to do. I need to make fun of Jeremiah Smith for the next year.
I need to make fun of Jeremiah Smith for the next year. Shoot, well, no, he's gonna be a top 5 pick. We're not getting him. No. I don't know if Archie's coming out or not. We'll see. This is a topic for another time, but long story short, I don't think Archie's coming out. I want Garrett Nussmeier, but that's a story for another time. I want Nussmeier out of the quarterback class for next year. Nussmeier.
You want him over Drew Aller?
Yes, Aller's trash. Aller's trash. Nah. You're not telling me that Nussmeier isn't better than Aller.
Oh, dude, I wish Luke was on here so bad right now.
Oh, God. Is he an Aller fan?
Luke is a Penn State fan.
Oh, I forgot he's a Penn. Oh, my gosh. He's a Yinzer at heart. Ew, Luke. I know you'll be watching this. Luke, get help, bro. Aller's
Drew
not
Aller's
good.
going to be the first overall pick next year.
No, he's not. No,
Who's going to be a better quarterback coming out?
You got Lenora Sellers. You got Cade. I think Cade Klubnik's going to be better. Klubnik did good this year. I'm not even a Klubnik fan, and I think he's going to be better. You got
I watched him
Nussmeier.
play live, man. He's
Arch
not
if he
legit.
comes out. Who?
Klubnik.
Klubnik. I'm saying I'm not a Klubnik fan, but I think he's better than Drew Aller. Every time I turn on, and maybe it's because every time I turn on my screen, Drew Aller has a bad game. I've never seen every game I've watched. He's had a bad game, so I might be a little biased in that fact. I've never seen him have.
Is
a
it
good
that
game.
he
That's
had
me.
a bad game, or that James Franklin had
No,
a bad game?
he had a bad game. Boneheaded picks. That's me. Every time I've seen him. There's some good quarterbacks coming out next year, so we're gonna see.
I don't know. We will see.
But we'll move on. Just whatever. What do you want to talk about next? Because this topic just hurt me.
I want to talk about how Dan Orlovsky said the Steelers have the least scariest offense in all of football.
We can definitely go into that too. We got. Let's see. Let's go down the line. DK, he's top 15. I don't know if he's top.
Well, he
10.
said coordinators play into it as well.
Arthur Smith
Not
is
just
not
not just pure talent.
He's not a bad offensive coordinator.
Does he know
but
how
he's
to
just
use
not
DK though?
No, he's not very innovative.
That's what I'm saying.
So
That's what
I don't know.
I'm
He
playing
did
his
good
side.
with AJ Brown and Tannehill, so we're hoping that he's going to recapture some of that magic. But AJ Brown also really took off once he left the Titans. Like he was the number one with the Titans. But I second it to the George Pickens situation, where it's like you have a number one, but the offense that he's in is going to diminish whatever value he has. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, DK's got like string cheese hammies. You better hope he doesn't hurt one, because if he goes down, you guys are screwed.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand this trade.
So,
and they're talking about they're comfortable with our depth. I'm praying there's no stock in this because, again, they've been saying this whole time, we want George Pickens. We want George Pickens. We love him and DK.
Oh,
Smoke screen. I don't want Alan Lazard. Heck no. I'd rather have Cooper Keenan Allen than Alan Lazard.
Oh, well, I heard rumors of Alan Lazard.
Yeah, that's only because of the Aaron Rodgers stuff. I've seen that. No, man. I don't want no Alan Lazard. I've seen stuff that we might trade for Romeo Dobbs. I would like Romeo Dobbs. I would like Romeo Dobbs. I know you wouldn't. I would. Give me a young route runner, man. I've seen some Ayuk stuff. Ayuk stuff doesn't make sense to me. And I know what you're talking about with the Dobbs stuff because we talked about it on the pod. It was that Brandon Jacobs said, or not, Josh Jacobs saying they need a true number one.
Yeah.
And Dobbs going on his little tangent. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's definitely
again.
You guys are definitely bottom 3 offense for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As of this moment in time.
No, for sure. Just that one trade changed everything. And that was granted. We're projecting that we get A-Rod, which we don't know.
No, this is without A-Rod being on the roster.
Without A-Rod. Oh, this is the worst offense in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what.
At least like Tennessee has Cam Ward to be excited about.
Did you see?
And they got him Restrepo. I know.
They weren't.
Nuh-uh.
They weren't gonna sign him, but he asked them if they could give
To
him
sign
a chance.
Restrepo?
Yeah,
Heck yeah, that's a dog right there.
dude.
Him and Restrepo is very underrated in my. I'm a fan of Restrepo.
It just sucks he runs a 5 second 40, but that's a tough look.
Yeah, that's what killed him in his stop.
I will say,
Yeah.
man, the more I learn about Cam Ward, I am in love with this guy, dude. Like I'm just all about everything that he's about. Like he is just
Yeah, he's
just won me
such
over,
a
dude.
good like.
I'm happy he
people
went somewhere
like
I
the-
can root for him.
Yes, and people also like to criticize his nonchalantness, but if you
They love it when
watch
Jalen
the
Hurts
man
does
play.
it, though.
like, bro, and also he's not okay. It's a nonchalant demeanor, but himself, he's not nonchalant. He cares about the game of football. He cares about his teammates. He's a good kid on and off the field. He shows his passion for the game.
It's
Even
just
if
like
you
Jalen
watch,
Hurts.
you can't tell me, you can't sit there and watch that draft night video of that young man and say he doesn't care about football.
No, literally, and he showed up with like the very, I don't want to say like boring, but like it wasn't like a gold like $1 million suit.
He had the chrome hearts like
I was gonna say the
Jalen
Chrome
Milroe.
Hearts, yeah.
The
Like,
Chrome Heart tags.
He knew he was a #1 pick and showed up with a Men's Warehouse suit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like he didn't go out and wear the Chrome
man with
Hearts
the
or the
DSW.
Matthew Goldens or the like he wore like what I kind of suit I would wear. Like
Mm-hmm.
and he knew he was the #1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
So and like the more I learn about this guy, I mean, he got his boy signed. Whether he keeps his spot or not, he still gave him an op, which is like the best thing you can ask for.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Exactly.
Very not like nonchalant, but like just head down on the grindstone, grinding like all ball all the time. Clearly loves the sport. Like
Mhm.
I just am loving the more.
I'm
I find out
hoping
about
he's
Cam Ward.
gonna be my new favorite quarterback.
He could be mine. Like
I'm very
I
much
can
rooting for
feel
him to
it.
be my favorite quarterback.
It sucks because I tell people that Jaden Daniels is one of mine, and they're like, "Oh, of course he is." But like, you knew. I don't know if I was able to talk on the pod about it because of when we started it, but you knew when he was at LSU, I was sky high on that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But now if I come out and say it, they're like, "Oh, of course Jaden Daniels is one."
I was a fan with him even at Arizona State before he even turned into what he was.
I didn't watch much Arizona State football.
He wasn't what he was at LSU, but it was one
Well,
of
yeah,
those
obviously. They
you
ran
could
him out of
see. Yeah, but you could see it coming on.
Yeah.
Like you could see the confidence for like a young kid. You could see the athleticism, obviously, but it was like when he was about to take that turning point, and then LSU he just took off.
Yeah, for real. But the last thing I'll say on this, and then we can move on. One of my other favorite quarterbacks in all of football, definitely top 5, maybe even top 3, Baker Mayfield. I just love the moxie of that guy, dude.
I just love his career arc because I'm not gonna lie, I was dookie on him only because he was in Cleveland. I don't like Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I had to
I
stand on
liked
business
Baker
for the
coming out of
Ravens.
Oklahoma. Yeah, I loved him coming out of Oklahoma.
I
did.
called him going
when,
#1.
when he went to. Yeah, you told me. I was like, it shocked me, only because first off, he was nowhere near Johnny Manziel. Let's be honest. Johnny Manziel had a drug problem. First off,
Alcohol.
Johnny
problem.
Manziel, yeah, alcohol problem. Didn't really care that much. Never watched film. They're polar opposite. I don't even know why they made that comparison.
Just 'cause
but-
it's Cleveland.
Yeah, just because it was Cleveland. But I'm glad that it worked out for him the way it did. Because I thought after the
Yeah, I can
whole
root for him.
Panthers and Rams stint, yeah, after the Panthers and Rams stint, I thought it was cooked. I thought
he
over.
was cooked as well. I thought
Yeah.
Tampa was his last shot.
Mm-hmm. And then he
But
went there and
speaking-
balled out, and I was like, Baker Mayfield.
I always
throwing
knew
for
Big
40
had him
touchdowns?
in it. I always knew Big had it in him. I was just worried he wasn't
Like
gonna get the
even
right
for his
situation.
size, he has an arm. He's a talented guy.
He got a little Brett Favre in him.
Yeah, he's a
He ain't
talented
scared
guy.
to fit it in no window.
Oh no, and he can. Like for his
I know.
stature, quarterbacks that stature usually don't have the arm like that. Him and Kyler are two
Oh, dude,
like
he can
small
fire it in
quarterbacks
there.
that got arms.
He can fire it in there. And then I
Yeah,
love
for
it
sure.
too because like he'll go on the field, he'll talk his shit, he'll plant the flag, he'll fit the throw in any window. He'll throw like 5 touchdowns, 2 picks, and they'll win by like 4 points, and he'll go up on the podium, man.
We're not going to apologize for winning.
Oh yeah,
Like,
for
he
sure.
just has
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much
he's a dog.
swagger about him. I love
He's
it.
a dog, bro. He's
Yeah.
a dog.
But speaking of last chances for quarterbacks, man, this quarterback officially had his last chance, and I didn't see it coming just because I know how much
Me
he loves
neither.
the sport. But
Yeah.
if he's at peace with it, and obviously he's made over $200 million, so he's fine. But if he's at peace with it, I'm happy for him. Derek Carr announced his retirement on the Saints. And you know what the Saints did about it? They drafted a 26-year-old rookie quarterback.
Yes, they did. They drafted a veteran. they drafted a veteran. Huh. What's even worse is he was like 28 his rookie year.
Yeah, he was almost 30.
Jeez, bro. But for Derek Carr,
it's got to be
I understand
bad if he retired.
He's had like I don't want to say his injury luck's been I'm not gonna lie. I'm putting it in the Andrew Luck. I'm putting it in the Andrew Luck category. So I can understand. Yeah. So like even like I don't know if you've seen the podcast that Andrew Luck was on recently when he was just talking about retirement, but I'm assuming that Derek Carr felt this way where Andrew said it gets to a point where your life is just pain and rehab. Like,
yeah,
you're just fighting every day to get back to the sport. Then you get injured again.
Injured every single
and then you got to restart that cycle all over again. So it's just rehab.
He didn't get injured was the year he almost won MVP, and then he ended up breaking his leg that year.
2018.
Yeah, he ended up breaking his leg that year.
Yeah. So, are you talking about Derek Carr?
Yeah.
That was 16.
Yeah. Whatever year
16,
it was.
I
He was
believe.
going to win
Yeah,
MVP,
I think it
and in
was
the
16.
last game of the season, he broke his leg. And ever
Yeah,
since
that
then,
was
every
16.
single year he's been injured.
Yep. Dang, that
Brutal,
felt,
man.
bro, we were in high school, 16? Oh, gosh, I'm old.
We hit
Ay.
status. Yikes.
Dog, that hurt
That's
me.
almost a decade. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. Yeah, that hurt me. So that's the last time my team won a playoff game. Oh, man.
But yeah, man, I just want him to be at peace with it. If he's at peace with it, I'm happy for him. He's clearly made enough money for his grandkids to be fine. So
Yeah.
I'm happy for him if he's happy.
With him being a devout Christian, I'm assuming he just went to God about the situation, and it was just like,
Had to have.
I'm done. Yeah.
So does he retire a Raider?
Yeah, most definitely. Got to.
Okay. Well,
He's only with the Saints, what, 2 years?
I didn't know how sour it ended for them.
I think it'll when
Time heals all wounds.
Yeah, for sure. I think they'll set it aside now that it's like squashed, like he's done. Just go ahead and move on.
Derek's a dog, though. He willingly left $30 million on the table to help the Saints out for the future. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
So he made a trade. Well, a trade, I say, more like a compromise. So Derek went to them, and he could have commanded all 40 of the signing or the bonus or his guarantees. And so he said, I'll keep the $10 million you already paid me in exchange for the $30 million that you were gonna pay me. Like, just keep it for your cap. Like, he signed off to like forfeit his guarantee. So now that helps the Saints be $30 million closer to being out of cap hell, because you know how they're like $80 million in cap hell.
I'm not gonna lie, he better than me because I would
have kept it too.
I would have broke the bank. I'm sorry, bro. You owe me all that. That's all mine, man. I need all that.
What? I can tell you exactly how this would have gone down. All right, so you're Gail Benson, right? You're the owner of the New Orleans Saints, and I'm Derek Carr, and you come to me, right? You ask me if I'm willing to not take the $30 million. Go ahead and ask.
Derek,
go ahead and ask me.
Hey, Derek.
Am I gonna help you out?
You think you can? I can't even because I know you're gonna say something funny. You think you can? Just cut that $30 million out of your salary. Let us have that. You're gonna be gone. We're in cap hell. We've been in cap hell since you've been here and years before. Just help us out, man. One last time. You're a good guy. You love God. Help us out, man.
You said $30 million?
Yeah.
That's all I have to leave on the table? Just 30?
Yeah, just 30.
You know what, Gail? Just for you.
Go fuck yourself!
And I would have mic dropped and left. Yo. Yeah, no way. Bro, he's got to be a special type of person for that, bro.
What a dog, dude.
What a dog. I don't know if it's because we're not in that situation that we can't see that, but I'm not letting $30 million go. Are you crazy?
That's a whole extra generation that could be set up.
Are you crazy?
No chance for me, brother.
Kirk Cousins wasn't going to turn that down. Kirk Cousins was going to get Kirk O'Chains was going to get that $30 million. You best believe Kirk O'Chains was going to get that $30 million.
Kirk Cousins said, Oh, you want me to give back 30? Well, since you want me to give back 30 and I'm retiring, I'm actually going to take an extra 30 on top of the 30 I already took.
Yo, there's no way Kirk would have turned that down, bro. Kirk Cochains.
Bro, Kirk's agent, bro, they need to take one of his suits and just hang it up in the rafters, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, one of the greatest agents of all
Bro,
time.
Yo, he got
Bro,
Kirk paid.
He must have the mouth of God, like, to get them to
I
do
don't
all these
understand.
crazy contracts.
It's either Kirk's just been in the most perfect situations every time at a contract point
The
in his
amount
career.
of leverage he's had every time.
Or I think it's a mixture if he just got a good agent and he's just had the
Leverage.
best career luck.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
great leverage at all times. Oh,
Yeah.
What a dog, dude.
That's
But,
crazy.
yeah, so that's all that's pretty much going on with the NFL right now. We'll have the schedule release. It'll be tonight by the time you guys are listening to it. Tomorrow night for us at time of recording. But, yep, Wednesday night, NFL schedule release. So next week on the podcast, make sure you come back, and we will break down some of the games on the schedule and whatnot, of course. But moving on to games that are happening right this very second, we get into Major League Baseball. And, Jordan, we got a fight.
Oh, tell me about it.
Rafael Devers versus the Boston Red Sox front office.
Oh, yeah, I've seen some of this.
Oh, man.
So
I don't
what's
know-
like the gist of it? I've only seen like a few articles saying that they're pushing the wrong buttons here. So like,
Nah, he's just a
get a
selfish
tip on the
prick, in my
situation.
opinion.
Okay, so you're on the side if he's the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should be doing everything that you can. You should be doing everything you can possibly do as a player, being paid that much money to help your team win at all cost.
What's his contract?
10 years, $300 million, I think, something like that.
Sheesh. Okay.
Yeah, he got a bag. So like
Okay.
at that point, like you're supposed to be one of the guys. So like if coach says, like if I'm a right-handed hitter making 10 years, $300 million, one of the best players on the team, and coach is like, hey, we need you to hit left-handed. Even if I've never hit left-handed in my life, if coach says that I need to hit left-handed to help,
I'm gonna hit left-handed.
I'm hitting
Yeah.
left-handed.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a first baseman or if I'm like a second baseman my whole life, and they're like, hey, we need a catcher, I'm playing catcher. Like I'm a left fielder. They need a pitcher to start tomorrow. Coach, put me in for 5. I got you. Like whatever it
That's
takes.
a leadership thing too.
Yeah, that like you got to lead by example, man. So Rafael Devers is being a little bitch. So he's played third base his whole career. He's one of the worst defenders at third base in all of baseball. He's making 10 year, $300 million, big bag money, right? It's probably more, but this is just for round number sakes. But so playing third, and then they're like, "Hey, Rafi," he's like, "What's up? You cool if we sign Bregman?" He's like, "Bregman? No!" Like the whole what's his name? Soldier Boy, like Drake, like Bregman.
Drake.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Dude, we gotta add that, by the way. We gotta add that. Drake.
But yeah, it was like Bregman, and then they're like, "Okay, all right, you don't want us to sign Bregman? That's cool. That's cool." Next day, signed Alex Bregman.
Jeez.
So he walks in. And he's like,
I mean, it
"What
makes the team
hell?"
better. Why is he being like weird about it? Or does Alex play? Is he a third baseman? Is that why?
Yeah, but
Okay,
he's
that's
also
why.
a Gold Glove third baseman, which is one of the best defenders at the position.
So he's staying
Rafi-
there.
Yeah, so Rafi's like Bregman, and then they sign him anyways. Rafi said,
The hell going on?
Yeah.
So then he goes up to the front office and was wondering what was going on, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Rafi. So here's the thing. So we signed Bregman to play third base because A, he's a hell of a hitter, almost as good of a hitter as you, and B, he's twice the defender that you are. So they were like, we need you to DH, and he's like, no, I don't want to DH. They're like, well, you're gonna DH or you're not gonna play, and he was like, all right, whatever.
And what does that mean?
So it means he only hits. He doesn't play the field anymore.
Wow.
Which is what he should be based off his
Fair
skill
enough.
set.
Yeah, especially from what you're saying to me right now, it kind of seems like it.
But it's tough because, like, you're used to going out every inning, playing the field, like, staying in the rhythm of the game. When you're a DH, you just sit in the dugout for 3 innings, and then you go hit randomly.
I feel like,
lineup.
yeah, I feel like that would
So,
throw
like,
you
guys
off.
say that throws them off. And Rafi, like, it did. He had a horrific start to the season. But, like, that's what the team needs you to do. That's what you need to do. And then...
Yeah.
So apparently they told him, like, all right, you're going to DH for us all year, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, all right, fine. He eventually went on with it.
Is there anywhere else he could go other than third base that just wouldn't?
We're getting there.
Okay.
So last week on the pod, we talked about Tristan Casas tearing his left patella. So, and they had no one on the roster. Well, Rafael Devers' skill set makes a perfect first baseman. So then they go and ask him, hey, Rafi, can you play first for us? And he just like, Rafi Devers, dude. So they were like, hey, Rafi, can you play first base for us? And he was like, first base? And then they were like, yeah, Rafi, we need you to play first base. And he said,
Go fuck yourself!
is essentially what he said. He's like, oh, you guys want me to be a DH so goddamn bad. Well, now I'm a DH. Now you all of a sudden you want me to play first base. So he told him no. So now he's only DHing. And he went out and was like, oh, the Red Sox front office, they have no idea what they're doing. They keep asking me to do all these different things. Like, they told me I'm not a good enough fielder. Like, straight up aired out the front office. I'm like, dude, they are paying you $300 million plus.
How old is he?
He's in his 20s.
Okay. So he's definitely he's in his little diva area. That's all it is.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Now, obviously, as an Orioles fan, I'm like, sick. Keep it up, Rafi.
Good stuff.
Yeah. But, like, from a baseball player's perspective, like, bro, what are you doing? You're supposed to be the leader. Yeah. Like, be a man, grow a set of balls, play first base. That's what the team needs. How are guys supposed to buy into the team culture if you're out here throwing a little hissy fit as one of the paid players on the team, man?
They won't, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you're putting the team in a tough bind. Plus, then you can get back on the field like you want to so badly. But I think they should trade him, A, because I'm tired of playing against them, and B, like, if I was, like, an unbiased person, I would say to trade him just because, like, he's a diva, he's killing the culture, he's a $300 million DH at this point.
Yeah.
Just kick him out, whatever money
$300 million for just a designated hitter sounds insane.
Well, yeah, because normally you don't give that kind of money to DHs. Normally they play the field
insane.
as well.
So yeah, well, at least he should have just played first base if he feels like he's, I don't know. At least get him into the flow of the game. Yeah, just get him into the flow of the game. That way he's not coming off the bench and then just like.
What they need to do, if I was them, is trade Devers, give that $300 million to Alex Bregman, and then have him be the third baseman.
Yeah, from what you've been telling me and skill set wise, yeah, it seems like it makes more sense.
Yeah, and Bregman's been hot too. So
what's Bregman's contract?
3 years, $120 million.
That's a lot for 3 years, though. That's a bag.
Well, yeah, that's the only way they could get him to sign.
That's a bag. Yeah, that's a bag.
To give him a lot for 3 years because they didn't want to give him more than that because of Devers. So
yeah,
trade Devers. There you go. Extend Bregman. I hope they don't do that. I hope they lose both of them, but I don't think so. But yeah. So that beef's been going on all season, and then we have the first firings of the season. This one was low-key messed up. This one came on Mother's Day. The Rockies. So the Denver Broncos lost 21-0 to the San Diego Chargers. Oh, excuse me. I mean the San Diego Padres beat the Colorado Rockies 21-0. Excuse me. Yeah, I thought it was a football game by that score. So, yeah. So after that game, he got fired.
I ain't gonna say nothing because we got 24 dropped on our head this season already. So I ain't gonna talk too crazy.
Yeah, but we scored.
We did score though.
We scored. But yeah, so then they fired the manager after 9 years. He's been absolute crap the whole time he's been there. But the team's also been shite the whole time. So, but they needed a change. They need to fire the GM too. They just need a whole like organizational change. But the owners aren't very good, so I don't really know how much all these firings are going to change. But
well, if it can happen for the Commanders, maybe it can happen for them.
Hey, anytime.
We ain't saying the Commanders owners are good yet.
No, they are good now.
Apparently so. We'll see.
I mean, he owns the Sixers, so.
True.
Good dude. But the Pirates also fired their manager. Luke was so pumped about that. Remember, he was talking about that. I'm like,
he was saying that he wanted him gone anyway.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, you're not that lucky. And sure enough, Luke was that lucky.
Yeah, he was.
So Luke was absolutely pumped about that. I immediately texted him about it. I think I broke the news to him the way he responded. But he was super pumped. And then the Pirates actually responded by taking 2 out of 3 from the Atlanta Braves. So, Pirates, yeah. They're not going to make the playoffs at all. But, hey, they actually showed some life.
Have they reached 20 wins yet?
No. I don't think that many baseball games have been played yet. Hang on.
Oh my gosh.
You said 20 wins?
Mm-hmm. No, they definitely have because the Pirates got like 20 L's, I think.
Yeah, but I'm saying they definitely don't have 20 wins. I know that for a fact because the Orioles don't have 20 wins, and I think they have the same amount. I think they're roughly the same stature. So yeah, the Orioles have 15 wins.
Yikes.
The Pirates have 14 wins. 14 and 28.
Okay. Jeez.
They're 2-8 in their last 10. And that's with those wins in there.
Boy, the way our predictions went this season. Hilarious.
Right? And they called me a bad man because I took the under.
They called me a bad man.
It's like that meme of Randy Jackson. Why are you booing me? I'm right. But yeah, that's how I feel about that one. But another positive from the Pirates, and it was on the pod, right? When I went on my rant about Team USA and all the pitchers being little bitches, and that's why we lose.
Yeah.
Well,
because we were talking about who were the captains.
Aaron Judge.
And then you went into your little spiel. Yep.
Well, for once, a pitcher grew a set of balls. And who else but Paul
Skeens. Yes, sir.
Representing Team USA.
I can't even say the stash anymore because he has the little beard, but yeah.
Dude, that was the main one that I wanted, too. Like, out of all the pitchers that I named to represent Team USA. Yes, he committed to it. So we have an ace going into the tournament. So if we get into a Game 7, we have an ace we can throw out there.
Shohei has citizenship. We need to get him to come over to the dark side one of these days.
Prideful. He's way too prideful.
I know. Hey, he would feel like he's portraying his country, and they would probably think the same thing.
He already said he's moving back to Japan once he's done playing.
Oh yeah. He's
gonna take his $1 billion and go home.
Yeah, I would too.
Go home now.
Yeah.
What's that Jokic clip?
I'm going to my farm.
We can go home now. That's what it's
Wasn't that after they won?
After the parade,
the championship?
Yeah.
And he was talking about, he was talking, he wanted to go back to his farm and his horses or his cows, whatever.
But yeah, I just want to shout out Paul Skeens. Thank you for being a man. Thank you for growing a set of balls and representing your country. And Team USA, I think the betting odds skyrocketed once he committed, dude. So super pumped about that. But what else we got? Oh, something I'm not very pumped about. I don't think you saw it because you don't really watch baseball highlights like that. But Osvaldo Cabrera of the New York Yankees. It was a tough watch. He essentially suffered the Dak Prescott injury.
The ankle injury?
Yes.
Yikes.
And it was crazy.
That thing was...
Yeah, exactly. So it was muddy, and he ran past the catcher and missed the tag but didn't touch the plate. So he went to stop and fall back and touch the plate, but his left cleat got caught and his whole body weight collapsed on his left leg. And you could tell too, because when the cleat released and his legs are in the air, this foot's normal and this one's dangling, straight up Dak Prescott style. So yeah, so he obviously T's and P's had to get stretchered off. That you never love to see that, even for a Yankee. But yeah, prayers to Osvaldo. Hopefully everything goes well, surgery wise, because remember Alex Smith almost lost his leg.
Yeah, and his life, not just his leg. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting.
It got infected. Yeah, it got infected.
So prayers to Osvaldo, praying that everything goes well for him in his recovery. But absolutely. Yeah, you don't love to see that. And then last piece of baseball news: Orioles get Zach Eflin back and get a dub. Orioles were going to play tonight. They did not. It got postponed due to rain because of how much rain is in Maryland. For those who live in Maryland, you know it's been raining literally all day. But
and then it'll be 90 an hour later. Maryland is the most bipolar weather I've ever experienced in my whole life. And I'm used to it now. Well, we're used to it now because we live here. But
yeah, we grew up here.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but happy the Orioles got a good pitcher back for once, so maybe we can finally turn this goddamn
First of all,
thing
I didn't know
around.
how he was as tall as he was until I was next to him.
A lot
on
of
the field.
pitchers are tall. A lot of
Dude,
pitchers are tall.
He's 6'6".
Yeah, you want them to have long legs.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, me and Cole were both 6'3". We're fairly tall guys by regular standards. But I felt like I was looking up. I was like, yo, what the freak?
Yeah, Rose
So yeah, didn't know he was that tall. That was crazy.
Yeah, Orioles are 15-24. I'm very bleak on it if we're even going to be able to turn it around. So yeah. Hopefully Eflin leads that charge, but I'm just throwing in the towel at this point. But, all right, let's move on to
not the Hugo.
For real. Sorry, Hugo. I didn't mean to do you like that. We can just speed run through some NBA playoffs real quick. We can start with the Cooper Flagg sweepstakes. The Fucking Dallas Mavericks. Why?
I didn't believe
Why?
it when you texted me at first.
Why
Crazy.
are you rewarding them for trading away their best player?
Yeah. This is wild.
Everyone's universally
honestly,
pissed about it.
I didn't know that they had lost enough to be in the sweepstakes.
They had a 2% chance of getting it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay. And they ended up
Everyone in
getting
the league is furious.
That's why I said it's rigged. There's no way.
Yeah, because, like, how are you going to reward them for how freaking convenient. The Dallas Mavericks trade away their one of the top 5 player in all NBA in the beginning.
Now they're getting one of the best prospects of all time.
Not even that. They trade a top 5 player who's in the beginning of his prime to the biggest market in the league in a terrible fleecing of a deal, and then they magically get Cooper Flagg. How convenient.
That's what I'm saying. This stuff is rigged, bro.
Bullshit. Philly got the 3rd pick. Hype about that. Hoping to get Dylan Harper from Rutgers. That dude's a dog. Yeah, so Philly can load up, but I would have rather if the Spurs got it, because at least Cooper and Wemby would have been sick.
Yeah.
That would have been so sick to see.
That would have been, bro. Oh, and
That would have been unfair.
Like, when we do our 2K draft again,
yeah,
it would have been cool to do that.
Yeah. I mean, still can. We'll figure it out.
Technically we can, because we still had separate teams in it, because I ended
It's
up
crazy. We're going to have to do a challenge to determine who gets the first overall pick, because I think you and I both know who's going number 1.
Coop.
No, I'm
Or
saying,
you mean
like,
current?
Yeah, like when we do the fantasy draft. I think you and I both know who's going number 1. So I think we might have to do a competition to see who goes number 1. Who gets the
Who
first
would you
pick.
take number 1? I'll tell you if it's who I would take 1.
Wemby.
Yeah, I would take 1v1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would take
Like, I'm not
1v1.
saying Wemby's the best player in the league, but he's the best player in 2K.
Yeah.
So
7-footer who can shoot and
we'll have to
take
play. Yeah. We'll have to do something in real life to determine who gets the number 1 pick for that series.
He gets contact dunks and his defensive prowess
everything.
is
he
amazing.
Blocks everything.
That game that we played, I just kept I snagged
everything.
three passes out the air, or three shots out there. Yeah, it's crazy.
If he was on the floor, I could not shoot layups. I was shoot pissed, bro.
Yeah, Wemby would definitely go number 1, because I think I took him 1 when we drafted.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I definitely did, and it worked
All
out.
right, let's get into the playoffs. Some devastating news came out. Probably my favorite player in the NBA right now, Jason Tatum, tore his Achilles officially. We already talked about it, how we assumed that was the injury, but it was confirmed a little bit. I would say a couple hours before recording, not even that, but so Jason Tatum, T's and P's, my guy, one of my favorite
And he's already
players.
confirmed out for the year next year, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So Jason Tatum, T's and P's, bro. I'm gonna miss watching you play. I'm just praying that you have a speedy recovery and do well.
I'm not gonna lie, did not think the Knicks would pull this one out, but
even if the Celtics won this game, series is over.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, because it was 3-1 anyway. But
No, I'm saying even if the Celtics tied it up 2-2,
you think
it's series
yeah,
over.
still cooked. Yeah.
No Tatum, bro.
Yeah.
They can just hone in on Jalen. Yeah, it's over. So Jason Tatum, prayers for you, bro.
And also, just knowing that he got injured, they're going to be demoralized, and just the way it happened.
Dude, it's over.
Yeah, it's cooked.
It's over. So the Knicks will move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Good for them. They've invested a lot into this roster in terms of draft picks and signings and whatnot. So happy for them, because the league's always in a good spot when New York does well, because there's a lot of Knicks fans.
The
out
market,
there.
I was about to say.
Yeah, but the team that the Knicks will be facing, the Indiana Pacers, didn't see that coming. I can tell you that much.
No.
But the Pacers, they're up 3-1 as well. That series, it feels like they should have swept, to be honest. Like how dominant they've been in that series, surprisingly. And Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson went face-to-face on WWE programming last year. So the fact that we got this in the Eastern Conference Finals is pretty sick. I have the Knicks winning that series, even though I'm rooting for the Pacers.
Yeah. I knew the Cavs weren't. I told you I didn't trust the Cavs.
I thought they were
not
making
saying
it to
that
the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they've had a tremendous year. It's just that I just didn't feel like it was sustainable.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I thought they were going to the Eastern Conference Finals and losing to the Celtics. But, so I'm rooting for the Pacers. I think it's the Knicks. And then in the West, man, them Warriors, boy, let me tell you. No Curry,
this is
big problem.
Curry's. I'm about to say After Curry was gone, I already knew it was cooked. Ants had back-to-back 30-point games. Yeah, they're cooked.
No Curry, no wins, dude. They are in
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah,
That series
there's
might
really
as well
not too
be
much to
over,
say
to be
about that one.
honest. And
There's
then,
nothing much to say about that. Cooked.
And with the Thunder and Nuggets being 2-2, it feels like the Thunder are winning like 3-1. Like, it does not feel like it is a tied series.
It's because Jokic is doing a carry job like he always does.
Yeah.
And he can only do that for so long. So.
Well, he's playing down by his standards. He's still playing really good, but he's playing down by like
Yeah.
his standards.
Yeah.
So
Aaron Gordon or somebody's gonna have to get that man some help.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal.
But yeah, so I have the Thunder winning that, and then I have the Thunder beating the Timberwolves. But hey, Anthony Edwards, legend killer, man, he might beat the Thunder. So we could have a Thunder's Knicks finals. That would be really cool.
I told you I would love to see the Thunder, especially because of Shea.
Oh yeah, dude. Shea gets his MVP on top of that. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all for the NBA playoffs wrapping up pretty much. The Celtics being out, well, about to be out, I guess, means we're going to get a new champion, which is always really awesome. But yeah, shout out to the NBA. I'm intrigued to see what this new media package looks like next year, because this year I feel like they kind of mailed it in since it's the last one on their current TV deal. So I'm excited to see what they do for it next year. I hope it grabs more of my attention because, dude, the hockey playoffs. I have been laser focused on the hockey playoffs, bro. I know you don't know anything about hockey, so I'll make it quick.
I like the fights.
Dude, no, bro, you've got to take the time to learn hockey. Like,
Okay.
it is like, have you ever watched soccer?
Yeah.
Or have you ever watched lacrosse?
I haven't watched lacrosse. I've watched soccer before though. I've watched lacrosse live. I've never watched lacrosse televised.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, either or.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed lacrosse live for sure.
If you enjoyed lacrosse, you will enjoy hockey.
Okay, I believe that.
Hockey is so much fun, dude. Especially in the
I like
playoffs.
playing it, like in it.
Yeah.
NHL. I love playing.
Yeah, so I want to learn more about hockey. So I've been a casual, so I'm trying to get more into the know because little peel back of the curtain here. There's a demand in the hockey market for sports. I mean, Spit and Chicklets obviously is top dogs because they are dogs. They're absolutely awesome. Love them. But there's no other big hockey podcast, and hockey is growing at an all-time rate.
Have our little niche market. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We got, besides Chicklets, there's no hockey podcast, and we got sports people in here, so we got to cater to the hockey folk is where I'm getting at with this.
Fair
so
enough. Yeah.
if their needs aren't getting met, we're better than Flag on the Take podcast.
We will meet y'all's needs. Cole has already been doing his due diligence. It's time for J. Lou to do his due diligence. So, yeah.
You see it?
Let's get it started. The Capitals?
The
Oh,
grade
yeah.
8,
Yeah.
even though we suck and we're about to get eliminated, repping the grade 8. Let's go, baby. But yeah, so gonna get into hockey. Luke's also a puckhead, so yeah. I noticed that there's a bit of a demand
Poor
in the
Pirates.
market, so yeah. I noticed there's a bit of a demand in the market, so whatever we can do to give the people the content they want. If people want hockey content, then god damn it, I'm gonna give them hockey content.
And like we always say, you guys please tell us what you want in the comments as well, just so we really know.
Absolutely.
We can
this
say
show
it
is
as much as
literally
we
for you
want,
guys.
but we really want to be able to gauge consumer interest. So guys, please, on any shorts, even if it's just like a random short that's like
Because
football
I
or
have
something.
been
If you want
posting
hockey stuff,
shorts.
do it.
I've
Yeah.
been posting hockey shorts, so if you want it, run it up.
Yep.
But yeah, this show is literally for you flag throwers. So yeah, if you guys want hockey content, if there's a demand for it, you can bet your candy ass I'm gonna fill that demand. But
Absolutely.
yeah, same thing with wrestling too. There's been a lot of buzz on our wrestling content on there, so we gotta get you more up to speed for that, so we can bring that to the mainstream. Because that's been doing well
Instead
in
of
our
just
shorter
WrestleManias.
content, like the shorts and TikToks, but it
Yeah.
hasn't really done well like in our podcast episodes.
I think
so-
it's because it's fun and volatile to consume in like a short span.
Right.
You know what I mean?
that's what I'm
but-
saying.
We could definitely work on getting it,
Right.
expanding on that. I'm
That's what
assuming.
I'm saying, because like I'm just trying to give the people what they want. If they want wrestling only in shorts, then I'm only going to give it to them in shorts and TikToks. If they want it in the podcast episode, I'll put it in the podcast. Literally just trial and error, just trying to figure out what everybody wants. But yeah, on that note, Jordan, you got anything else left to say before we get up out of here?
As always, we appreciate you guys so much. Me and Cole were talking about it before, we had started recording. We're growing exponentially. And we're just very appreciative of you guys. Also, as always, I want to give a shout out to my wonderful co-host, who's the main man. He's the machine. Cole makes my job easy. You know, I have fun. Cole is he's the guy behind everything, y'all. That's my guy right there. So guys, please, you know, if not for me, for my boy, because he works so super hard, please like, comment, subscribe on everything. He works super hard. He's putting out quality content every single day. So please go run the numbers up, y'all. And he's doing it for y'all. We want to make this great. So yeah, that's all I really got to say. Love you, dog. Let's keep running it up, man.
Yeah, much love to you, bro. I appreciate that, and doing this with you is what makes it fun and enjoyable for me to do stuff every single day. So much love to you, dog. This is awesome, and yeah, make sure you guys are spreading the word. And of course, you know how we always finish this.
We're not going to apologize for winning.
No, we are not. We will see you guys on Friday.